This video is going to be about how to do basic text blocks. So we're going to learn to just import some text, so you've got more fonts available than what's just built into your machine. To start doing lettering, we go up to your text tool up here. You can click on it, and the little drop-down menu pops out. We're going to do just the first one, regular old text. So you see your mouse turns into this little arrow with an A next to it. And what you want to do is just left click anywhere in this design field here. So left click, and the default word is my text for it to come up. So now we can go in and type what we want it to say. So if I go over to my properties menu, which is in the lower right hand corner here, you can go in and type in anything. So I want it to say Masterworks 3 is easy, and hit the apply button. Nothing's going to happen over here until I hit apply, no matter what I change over here. So I hit apply. There we go. Masterworks 3 is easy. It's true. So now I can go and change all my different variables down here. The little pane right here shows me a preview of what the font that I have selected is going to look like, and I can left click on this where it says font. If I left click on this arrow, the whole list of all the fonts, and there's tons of them. I mean, there's more fonts than you'll ever need built into this, but I can scroll through and pick one that I like. One thing I like to do if I don't know what the fonts are is you can I'm just moving my mouse down and see it's giving me the preview of each one. And then when I see one that interests me, I left click on it. And if I want to make it happen up here, I hit apply. Now notice the size is slightly different on this one. Each font has its own built-in predetermined standard size, and you can only make them so big before the stitches get too wide for the machine to sew out on a regular type of stitch. And if you hover your mouse over this little section here, it's actually showing me my minimum and my maximum heights, and it tells me both in inches and in metric, which is nice. You can also get that little menu by hitting the question mark button, and it will come up and stay. So this shows me my minimum and maximum heights, and it also shows me what letters, numbers, and symbols are digitized for this font. So if I see one and I don't have any lowercase letters in here, then it won't let me do lowercase letters. But this one does. So we hit OK. And here I've got the height, so I can change and set my maximum height for these letters, and this is only going to apply to the uppercase letters. So the highest these letters should be is 0.79 inches, and it looks like that's the maximum height for this, so I wouldn't want to increase the size of this lettering any. But some of the letterings, some of the fonts will let you do much bigger, like this block font. If I go over here and hit the question mark, this will let me do 1.38. So I go and type 1.38, hit apply, and these are as big as I can make this font, which if I go and look, this is 20 inches wide. So this phrase, Masterworks 3 is easy, is way too big to fit into any of my hoops. What I could do though is go over here where it says in my text box and hit enter, so that this comes on two separate lines. I'll hit apply. And it's still 13.4 inches wide, so that's still too big to sew out in any hoop. And if I want to see that, like in my other video I showed you how to bring up the hoop, we can bring up our hoop. We'll select it 200 by 300. You know what we should do is rotate this hoop, and you do that by under your select hoop you hit rotate 90. There we go. And so we can see that this is just not going to fit in here. It's too big. Just like my other video though, I could go in and choose fit hoop and it'll fit it down in there, but then I'm not specifying the exact height of the letters. It's changing them on its own. But that still works. So this would actually sew out. Notice though, if you do it this way and not with the height, this still says the height is 1.38 when it did just change the height when I changed it automatically. So if you change the height any other way other than typing it in, then the number that's displayed here is no longer accurate. Alright, other buttons on your properties down here. You've got the alignment, which will allow me to do a left alignment, right alignment, or center. Just like in Microsoft Word or something is how the alignment works. I'm going to do align center. Line spacing, if you got multiple lines, larger the number here, the more space between your lines, just like that. Width will adjust how wide the entire thing is without adjusting the height of the letters, so you can end up with fat looking letters doing that. This button is a spell check. If you have Microsoft Word installed, it'll automatically import the spell checker to do that. Slant your letters to make them look italic. See? Alright, this button here, TTF, what this does is it moves the fonts off of the pre-digitized fonts that come with the software, and these are all actually fonts that are built into your computer, and it will auto-digitize them. These will not come out looking as nice as the hand-digitized ones that came with the software. See, look, I just told it to do this font here, and it came up with this big warning. I've created satin segments whose width exceeds a maximum stitch length, blah, blah, blah. The pre-digitized ones won't let that happen, usually. And if we look in at the stitches here, the stitch direction only goes one way. Instead of coming around like a pre-digitized letter, the stitches would be radiating out from the center of this O, and here, see how it's flat? These letters would look flat and boring. That's why I really don't like to use the TrueType fonts. But sometimes, you know, you get somebody needs an exact font, you know, that's one that's built into the computer, whatever. You can use it if you want, but don't come crying to me when it doesn't look good, because I told you. Alright, and that's about it for the basic straight across letters. I'm going to do another video for circle text and monograms and stuff. So I'll see you then.